Hey everybody, my name is Henry Alston. I have been in healthcare for about 14 years. So initially I started my healthcare career in the military. Um, I was in the Army out of high school. My MOS, or my job title, was a 68 whiskey, which is a medic with a nurse skill identifier. Um, so initially I started off as a medic. When you start off as a medic, you actually go in as like an EMTB. So actually have to take like the national registry and certify. And then you go to the medic side from the military's perspective. So initially I was a field medic, just doing a lot of trauma stuff and just a little bit of everything. And then I was later transferred to an ambulance company, where I was deployed to Iraq with the ambulance company. And then after that, I was put in a combat support hospital, which is just a support hospital that's a little bit off the front lines, but those combat support hospitals can be put up within a matter of minutes. It's kind of like a pop-up tent that has everything that you need. They do surgeries and all kinds of cool stuff there in that tent. So after that, I got out the military, and I had my LPN from the military. So I got into long-term care, did long-term care for a long time. A lot of different nursing homes. So there I got a lot of experience with the geriatric population. Very close with them. You see them, you become family with them. Nursing homes are very tough because, you have a lot of people with very little resources. So you got to make a lot of stuff happen with those assignments and those people. And you learn a lot because you got to make something out of nothing in those situations with those nursing homes. And so currently, after working in the nursing home, I went back to school. I got my ADN from GTCC. And after I graduated, moved to emergency services. So I've been in the emergency department ever since then, which, it's a love-hate with the emergency department. I love the adrenaline. I love the fact that you get to see so many different walks of life in the emergency department. But it is very tough physically, mentally, and emotionally. After I worked in the emergency department, I'm currently working as a travel nurse. So it's been interesting to see just how different hospitals do their things. Large hospitals versus rural, smaller hospitals. It's definitely a different workflow, but it's been good to see that. So currently in this BSN program, I'm just starting. This is my second semester. It's been good so far. I've learned a lot as far as site and work and going to find peer sources to actually support what you're trying to say and your evidence-based practice. This course is going to help me because I would like to further my career, possibly go on to be a nurse practitioner. And I've also been looking at some positions as far as being a pharmaceutical rep. And so that's one of the requirements as well. It could just help me with my career as far as just trying to be able to explain things better for my patients. I'm a big advocate as far as just talking to them and making sure they get the correct information. So this bachelorette program is going to be something good that's going to support me moving forward with that. As far as my experiences with the elderly, like I said, I've worked in long-term care for a long period of time, so just got a lot of experience. So you see different people in different stages of their life. So, there's elderly people that are walking around doing the same thing that you would think a young person does, walking, talking, their mentation is great. And, there's others that are at the other end of their life, and you're doing comfort care and just trying to take care of them as they transition over to the next portion of whatever their life has. And then I worked with the elderly in the emergency department, which is very different as well. We see people that are in great health and they know how to take care of themselves. And then we see a lot of elderly people with, they're confused, septic patients, heart attacks. There's a lot of different things. And you see the elderly in a lot of different stages. And so working with them in the emergency department setting, you have to be well versed as far as what you see with the geriatric population, because a lot of times a lot of them don't come in with an advocate to talk for them or tell them what's going on. or to tell us the situation so that we know what we're caring for. So the emergency department has definitely gave me a broader picture of the geriatric population. As far as COVID-19, as a rough go with the geriatric population. Like I said, very physically demanding from the nursing part, and very emotionally and mentally draining, just because of the things that we saw. Saw a lot of elderly people come in with COVID. And at that time, it seemed like, government didn't really know what they wanted to do as far as how to handle COVID. There was a lot of uncertainty for us healthcare workers and the general public, and saw a lot of people come in and they kind of beat it. There was a lot of people that didn't have any symptoms, and then we saw a lot of people that came in and they took their last breaths with just us as healthcare workers at their side, because they weren't letting family come in to be with them. So COVID was rough, and it's still kind of rearing its head even now, because it's just left such a stigma in the community, particularly with the geriatric population. You'll see, the mask mandate's been lifted, but a lot of geriatric people still keep that mask because their immune system, or just because of fear of what happened with COVID. Haven't seen too much lately, seen cases here or there, but it's still there. So that's me in a nutshell. Nice to meet y'all. Look forward to working with you.